A couple weeks back, I got this message from @SumiTroy4509. Can you cover how to use the feedbacker effect on one of your videos? I'm trying to get it to feedback like a real tube amp. Haven't had much success so far. Now, the feedback generator is another one of those pedals that I have not tried until now. Here's what the model guide has to say about it. Feedback effect inspired by decades spent standing in front of loud, pants leg flapping amplifiers. Add this to any preset to instantly make it sound like a dimed amp that naturally swells into glorious feedback on command, but at bedroom volumes or even while using headphones. Controls. Attack. Adjust how quickly feedback effect begins to appear. Level. Adjust feedback effect volume relative to dry signal. Type. Selects harmonic interval emphasized by feedback effect. Now, just in case you don't know what feedback is, first off, lucky you. Most guitarists try to find ways to eliminate or reduce feedback. If you do a Google search on guitar feedback, what you'll find is mostly links telling you how to get rid of it. But what is feedback? The best definition that I've found says that there are two types of guitar feedback. There's acoustic feedback for electric guitars involving the strings, and magnetic feedback that involves the pickup and the amplifier. You know, I'd say that most guitarists have to deal with magnetic feedback. A loop gets created between the pickup and the amp and can go on for an awful long time. However, there are other times where feedback is welcome. For example, Jimi Hendrix used feedback for artistic expression, as did many other guitarists. You know, hold that note and milk it for all it's worth. But in order to make natural magnetic feedback to work, again, you have to have strong pickups and close proximity to a loud amp. Well, you know, what if you're on an ampless stage, or you're in your bedroom or something like that, or you're only using the Tone Master Pro? What are your options then? Well, that's where the feedback generator comes in. Now, I know that the model guide says that this pedal was inspired by spending decades in front of loud, pants leg flapping amplifiers, but I'm also guessing it was inspired by the DigiTech Freakout. The controls are similar, especially the type knob. Now, the thing with the DigiTech Freakout pedal is it's really fussy, and once you find one setting that works, tape those knobs down, mark them, whatever you need to do, and don't move those settings again. So fast forward to last Sunday. I was playing with the feedback generator, trying it before the amp, trying it after the amp, turning all the knobs to see if I could get anything musical out of it, and all I was getting was like the occasional hum. And I was perplexed. It's like, wait a second, this cannot be right. So this time I did the smart thing. I contacted Jason Stillwell at Fender and said, I need help. Is there best practices or something for using the feedback generator? And this was on a Sunday. He got back to me that afternoon. This is what he had to say. Put it first in the signal path. The default settings work for a slow fade-in harmonic at a reasonable volume. Attack controls how quickly the harmonic swells up. Works best on sustained single notes, but it will emphasize a note within a chord if you hang on to it long enough. I tend to run it at default settings and always leave it on. I don't use it in an obvious way, just want it to grab notes and feedback naturally. Well, I couldn't remember what the default settings were, so I did a replace, basically like a delete and then add it back in again, and this time I got the default settings. Now, my natural inclination was to start tampering with those settings, but I just said, nope, I'm leaving them alone. I tried it, and it worked. And then it worked even better when I used a guitar with a stronger bridge pickup. So you might want to keep that in mind. Here, let me show you my test preset, and then I'll give you a little demo. I want to give a shout out to Jason Stillwell from Fender for taking time out of his Sunday to help me with a question. I mean, I could not have figured this out without his help, so thank you so much, Jason. This is one of those times where the default settings work perfectly. Give it a try and see how it works for you. Let me know your results. I'm really curious. And for you guys that are still here, thank you so much for stopping in and for staying for the duration. I really appreciate it. If you have any other questions or concerns or suggestions, send them my way and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Now I'll have all new content this Friday. You don't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right, guys, have a great week and I will see you again on Friday.